I'm not teaching, I'm publicly learning. But hi and welcome to Learning for the Life in the UK test part 404. Politicians and other leaders, part 2, while doing medial plane training. And if you participate in the medial plane training, that's at your risk. Now there's William Wilberforce. He was an evangelical Christian and he was in the parliament. And he advocated for the end of the slave trade. One day they were successful, and I think it was in 1802 that the slave trade was abolished, and in 1833 the Emancipation Act freed the slaves and they were replaced by 2 million employed Indian and Chinese workers. Then there is Charles Stuart Parnell. They said only a little bit and I was confused what was meant with it. That was in Northern Ireland, so there were some people supporting something or someone, and there were some people supporting something or someone. And one of those people is Charles Stuart Parnell. Some wanted complete change, other ones only a little. Let's go back to that. The Irish nationalist movement had grown strongly through the 19th century. Some, such as the Fenians, favoured complete independence. Others, such as Charles Stuart Parnell, advocated Home Rule, in which Ireland would remain in the UK but have its own parliament. Okay, there were the Fenians and the Charles Stuart Parnells. Now, there were the Fenians and people like Charles Stuart Parnell. Charles Stuart Parnell wanted Home Rule, so that Ireland is part of the United Kingdom but has its own governing parliament. Then there was Enrin Naibivan, NAB. He was the health minister in 1945 and a couple of years more, and he's responsible for establishing the NHS, the National Health System. So that's all. But it could be so easily asked. William Beveridge, so he did the Beveridge report. That was in 1940, I think, still, or 41. Yes, and in that he had some ideas how to create a social welfare state. And some of them were then in the Labour government, 49 and 51. Then, what is the word? Acted into reality, set into reality. That's quite nice. Brought into reality, made real. Brought into effect. Executed. Now, and then there is R.A. Butler. Why not Richard Austin Butler? Okay, but Richard Austin Butler, he was the Minister for Education, and he introduced the secondary education, which was free, and therefore then the system of primary and secondary education. More do we not have here and politicians and other leaders, so we're going to go now fast about the landmarks. So nothing new anymore. So the landmarks, there was the Elizabeth Tower, we had that in London. And we had the Project Eden, the Eden Project, that is in Cornwall, by Plymouth. Where Plymouth is. They used the formulation that Sir Edward Lutyens was influential for Bath, where the Royal Crescent is. Now, is now the Royal Crescent influenced by Sir Edward Lutyens or not? The Eden Project is in Cornwall, where Plymouth is. I don't know if Plymouth is actually in Cornwall. Maybe Cornwall is too small and Plymouth is a bit apart, outside of it. And in that area is also Plymouth. So, the Eden Project, and then we're having the Giant's Causeway was also. What is there on the other page? I don't want to open it. There was the Eden Project and something else. The Lake District was there. Loch Lomond and the Lake District. That is in Loch Lomond, that was in West Scotland. What was there? It was the largest expanse of water, I think, was it? Fresh water in mainland UK. It is. Oh, it was Edinburgh Castle. Left Edinburgh Castle. That is in Edinburgh, and it is a prominent detail. What was the name of the skyline of Edinburgh? A prominent feature. I think it reaches back to the early Middle Ages. Yes, no, what Middle Ages now? To 400 to 2000. I know it. I think it's around 1100. And the Eden Project. That other thing here. In this thing space, the same environment in themselves, where plants from all over the world can grow. Now we're having a Loch Lomond, and on the other page we're having the giant causeway. That is in eastern North Ireland. These things are volcanic. They are 50 million years old, but there are also many legends how they had come. It was at the northeast coast of Northern Ireland. Loch Lomond in the Trossachs National Park, what did I say? Do we have to know 720 square miles? Are we going to ask how many square miles has the Trossachs National Park? Imagine a great part of this national park is not with walking paths. What is then of use? So I mean for the people living there or the people wanting to visit it, it's not important the area, but what is there? It's just, if you want to ask, is this 700 or 500 square miles? No one can. Does anyone understand the number 500 square miles? It are 70 miles, 10 miles. I can't imagine that. With a 30 miles times 20 miles. I don't think if you're in an area, I don't think you notice the difference between 100 square miles or 1,000. Not if you were as a visitor on a path and just have driven there, parked your car, and you walk a couple of 100 meters in. You don't notice if a thing goes 10 kilometers or 100 kilometers on. Maybe a little different animals or so. It's just, if you're going to ask me, that's basically just, if no one had noticed it, it's just thinking about, do we learn the size of the area? And that time, we almost could have done it, but now we're having a story, so we can better learn it. It is 700 square miles. In kilometers, with almost with 2.5 times. 1,800, so 700 square miles. The other thing is 800 square miles, Snowdonia. There's the Snowdonia, and on the other side there's the Ferris wheel, and then there's the Tower of London, and then the Lake District. And the Lake District at the 900. Instead of use, if we know it, 912, 823, 720. And I know the hardest number. We might gonna do it. Okay, these are not probably in one order, but these are the UK landmarks here named in this book. If you were just here for the persons, you maybe already have passed to the next part, where we're going to have religious figures. Now we're going to do the, what is it? It is the medial plane training. If you participate in it, it's your own risk. We're having the next standing water part, we're beginning ground count. Okay. And out. Okay. And out. And the last round again. Out. Breathe in, close my legs. And out. Now the first exercise. Yes, we are bringing one leg up into a right angle, with flex foot, even line hips, down back, and we're pressing from the top against the knee. You can do it quite easy, or also with a lot of pressure, or somewhere in between. A little longer, a little bend in the elbow. So even line hips, turn up with the back, and a little bend in the elbow. Over to the other leg, the leg up, right angle with the leg, flex foot, even line hips, turn up with the back, and we're pressing from the top. Do leg exercise, the leg again up like that, and we're pressing up from the inside. So even the line hips, turn up with the back, a little bend in the elbow. And the other leg, the leg up, same setup, and we're pressing up from the inside. a little longer. Even line hips, sort of back, bend in the elbow. And the next exercise. Again, a leg up, and now knee presses up, to the side, up, side. Now with the other leg up, right angle with the leg, flex body, line hips off, back, and knee presses up, to the side. A few more times. And now the last exercise, the heavy swing low. Bring one leg up, right angle of the leg, flex foot, even line hips to back, and we're pressing from the outside against the knee. And we are opening slowly. And we're closing it slowly. And we're going to do it 4 times, so 3 more times. And good, halfway. Slowly closing again. And slowly opening again. And closing. I think that was the 4th time. Now with the other leg. The leg up, right angle of the leg, flex foot, even the hips to the back, and we're pressing on the outside. And we're opening slowly. And closing slowly. And again, slowly opening. And slowly closing. A little cold, so I think it's worth it then. And again, slowly in the leg. And slowly out. And closing. And just the closing exercise, we're breathing in. Out. Again in. Out. In. Out. In. Out. One more round. Breathe in. Out. Breathe in and close the legs. And out. That was the medial pain training. I thank you very much and